Look at the guards. They got 3 potential 40-plus three-point shooters on the floor. And when they get Case and Pryor back healthy, look out.
Sinandefru wins the opening tip. It's in the arms of Mikel Brown Jr., the 5-star freshman. It's in the air. And the miss from Ryan Conwell. We'll see that all night long. Shot clock 2 seconds old. Louisville will be taking shots.
More importantly, taking threes. They will not hesitate to get those attempts up.
See the Eastern Michigan starting lineup. They're 3-2 off a 97-91 win over Oakland at home on Friday night. Carlos Hart and John Sanders II, their guards, and that's Sanders with a nice finish, the senior transfer from Northwestern State. Louisville starting 5, led by Brown, the freshman. Ryan Conwell, 4th school in 4 years, coming off a 25-point game and a win over Cincinnati as he draws the foul.
Right there, first possession there, you see Eastern Michigan is switching ball screens. Conwell identifies that, knows he has the mismatch, drives the basketball and draws the foul. Both teams are trying to control the paint. They go about it a little differently. But Eastern Michigan guards feel as though they can get downhill, and they want to attack some of those switches by Louisville as well.
Sinandefru, the German big man, run the offense through him for Isaac McKneely. Back low through body bumps and could not hit. Rebound by Godslove Wabude, the sophomore from Nigeria.
That's the one area for Louisville where you have some concern is the production out of the 5 spot. Can Sinandefru catch and finish in traffic?
Gave him 11 points in a hard-fought win on Friday in Cincinnati. Now Mohamed Habhab, this is Eastern Michigan's leading scorer, leans in. That's the kind of shot they want him taking tonight.
If they got any chance of putting off this upset, he has to win that matchup. With his skill set and size, he's a high IQ player. Habhab has to play well.
Backdoor, Javon Hadley gave it away, threw on the spin. There's your first bucket of the night for Louisville.
And we talk so much about Louisville scoring from the 3-point line that it starts with the paint. They want to own the paint, both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively.
Hart came inside, had it knocked away. And here is what Louisville does. Conwell draws a foul in transition on Addison Patterson. Under Stan Heath in year number 5, took Kent State to the Elite 8 all the way back in 2002. Stops in Power 5, the G League in 2021. And he thinks this is the best group he's had in his 5 years at Eastern Michigan.
He should, and I think he knows he's found a gem in Mohamed Habhab. And redshirt freshman is one of the more talented freshmen in the MAC. And from the skill set and what we've seen from him so far, his issue will be retaining him.
Got his paws on that one.
He did. Talked about the wingspan. You see how his length, how disruptive he can be on both ends.
And just watch 4 in the corner all night long for Eastern Michigan. Just trying to find ways to get him the ball. Shot fake from Hart, get it out to Patterson. Addison Patterson. Tough step back. Conwell's got the rebound.
Patterson's a tough shot maker for shots like that. Throw away the analytical chart with him. He's just a shot maker. He takes difficult shots and has the ability to make them.
Conwell at the rim, couldn't backdoor it. That'll stay with Louisville. The Pat Kelsey experience is 3s and 2s from right where Ryan Conwell just took that one.
They want to get to the rim. And when you come and rotate, they want to spread out and shoot 3s. This team is so explosive. How many ways they can attack and score you.
We have a coach's challenge here. 17-21
The previous out-of-bounds call is being reviewed.
Referees Roger Ayers, Mark Schnurr, and Chase Shaw. As Stan Heath unfurls it early here. This is the earliest I've seen a coach's challenge so far.
One of the new rules being discussed in college basketball, the coach's challenge. Get one here early. Care to guess? What you think?
Flip your coin, man.
I think the officials have to take their time and take a quick look at that one. That was close.
I'll tell you what, though, it does speak. I mean, again, this is as early as you'll see a coach's challenge in a game. You get one if you get it wrong.
After review, the ruling on the floor is confirmed. Eastern Michigan will be charged with a 30-second timeout and loss of their challenge.
It's a strange moment early in a game to use one, but it does speak probably to the urgency on the road for Stan Heath.
Well, it's a 2-2 game. Your team has come out and played and started this game the way you wanted. They've been physical. They've met the challenge, trying to get stopped. So he's fighting right now before this Louisville team attempts to go on any type of run. You're also learning to trust your players. Your players are telling you to challenge it, and you lose the challenge.
Rebound by Godslove Wabude off the Ryan Conwell miss. And here comes Eastern Michigan. Again, hung 97 on Oakland's zone on Friday. Best offensive night of the year. Take most of their shots from two, get most of their offensive production from two. Sanders, that's a three. That's another rebound for Ryan Conwell. Now Mikel Brown, five-star freshman. 22 the other night at Cincinnati, and it was the first night that he really struggled in his college career. Didn't start the night that way, though.
That's an absolute mismatch. They've identified the switches now. I think he's too quick, too crafty. You see why he was a 7th-ranked recruit in the country, and everyone's talking about him being a one-and-done. And he's among the best freshmen in the country and one of the best classes that we've ever seen.
Getting 19 a game, first 5 games of his freshman season. Hart had it knocked away, and here comes Louisville. And Hadley had that knocked out of play, got a foul in transition. And Brown does it all, right? He shoots a three, does this.
Total complete player. You've got to get your heels on the three-point line there. Quick changes, pace and speed, gets to the rim for an easy lay. He is as talented a freshman as you will see in college basketball.
First Louisville changes of the night. Ali Khalifa, their backup 5-man in. Great passer. Kobe Rogers, the backup point guard in. Eastern Michigan will go really 4 or 5 deep on their bench as well. Makai Ellison, one of their guards, back in. And Patterson sees Rogers.
I think they play differently. Things change now when Khalifa comes in. They like to play with him in that pinch post. He's a great passer.
Exhibit A.
On display at all times.
Hadley spits it out into the corner. First miss on the first shot from Adrian Woolley. Shot it at 41% from 3 last year at Kennesaw State.
And we talked to Pat Kelsey about him. He feels like he's close. There were days early in training camp where they felt like he was the best player in the gym.
First bucket of the night, Mohamed Habhab. Coming off a triple-double for Eastern Michigan, the first in the history of the program, at least recorded history in the program.
We talked about with him. He leads this team in nearly every offensive category.
Conwell, backdoor, tried to no-look it in. Somehow Hadley got it, but it falls to Patterson. And here comes Patterson, loves the open floor. Had it blocked from behind. Kobe Rogers, former D2 transfer, with the block. Got a 4-4 game early. Mohamed Habhab in Eastern, a guy who has all the makings of a March Colt hero.
He does. You can tell Woolley looks like he's expecting help. But Habhab, again, his skill set, for a guy his size and his wingspan, it's going to be difficult for any of these guards to defend him if he decides to attack the paint.
24, 11, and 10 on Friday night in Oakland. The records at Eastern Michigan go back to 1897. They don't have every record. No. We were looking at Detroit YMCA versus Eastern Michigan in like 1902. But from what they know, that is the first guy in their history to get a triple-double. And they do everything they can to get him the ball, facilitating from right out here. Hands to Makai Ellison, who can shoot it back to Habhab.
He's really good at attacking the paint here, and he likes it in that mid-post, using his length. Squares up so you can get his body off him. Allows him to use that skill and that length.
Got in there, had it knocked away. Woolley got his hand in. Kenai Roots was defending Habhab for the first time. And now it's Woolley. One-on-one. Out to McKneely. He makes these. Not that time. Comes back. McKneely on the outside. Resets with Roots. He sets and knocks it down.
You often hear the best time to get a three on an offensive rebound. Kick it out. Open threes. The Louisville guys are always hunting the three-point shots.
Kenai Roots, a career 23% three-point shooter. They're a lot better if he makes shots like that.
They don't worry about percentages. They worry about number of attempts.
How many?
Yes, can it get up?
Patterson to the post to the outside. And John Chanou clanked it. This is Louisville in the front court in an instant. Off to Kobe Rogers down the left. Rare offensive trip for him. Back outside to Roots. Kick it out. Khalifa three. Online but long. Offensive rebound, Woolley. Patterson in his grill. He saved it and sets up a three and drills it.
Another offensive rebound, another three. When you're playing this Louisville team, they attack the offensive glass. Your guards have got to rebound. And if you're switching, it's equally important because against the bigs.
There are teams that if they start 1 for 6 from 3, they would stop shooting them. That is not Pat Kelsey's way. He wants to go fast. He wants to be aggressive on the offensive boards. And those bottom 2 bullets are who he is in his heart.
We saw today the enthusiasm of this program. It's infectious, it's contagious. It's the pillars of this program, and everyone has bought into that.
We heard him pregame in the locker room. The toughest team wins tonight. And this is a Monday night in late November. Not for Pat Kelsey. Ellison, late shot clock. Tough pass. That went off McKneely and falls to Woolley. He's been in it all day. Woolley punting his shot. That time fell away. Hab contested him at the rim. Ellison, stop. A rebound by Woolley again.
Question becomes from Eastern Michigan. They want to play the game shooting a lot of twos. Louisville's the complete opposite.
Foul and one! 4-point play chance for McKneely, who just hit his first 3 in 2 games.
The luxury you have to have as a team when you got so many guys that can make shot. A career 40% three-point shooter struggles for a couple of games. You make a shot like that to help get you out of the slump. Just as good a shooter as there is in college basketball. They're really great job getting his feet set up off the dribble handoff. Got the lock and trail on him and run him off the three-point line.
He didn't make a 3 on Friday night in Cincinnati. That happened 3 times all of last year at Virginia. That's a rare miss from him from the free throw line. 9-0 Louisville run, 9-point lead here in the opening 7+.
And believe it or not, he's better off the dribble than he's shown this year. I think he's just buying in, trying to fit in. Sometimes when you transfer into a school, you're just trying to still find your way.
Brown wanted that all the way, missed it. Roots on the follow, second try. That's Eastern Michigan ball.
See the length and energy there. Roots attacking the offensive glass, upset with himself because he missed the tips. But he's really active.
You think that position that Roots plays and Javon Hadley, 1 in white, just came in, might be the key to their season?
I do, and I think when Casey Pryor's health, when we've had talked about yet, his health is critical for this team, and as he comes back, he was a 12-game-a-point scorer last year before his injury. And he provides a lot of upside, ability to stretch the defense, and that's going to uplift that front line as well because he brings length and size for those teams that want to play big.
Eastern Michigan on the end line. Mekhi Ellison stepped out. Casey Pryor is out tonight. He's in concussion protocol. Looks all right. There's no guy in college basketball more swagged out than that guy night
not
to
at
night.
all. Not at all.
He's on his way back after that serious knee injury last year. Mikel Brown, deep 3 on the way and in.
It's a 3-level score. I mean, you have to stay. I don't know how much longer you can switch because he's going to win that matchup all night long.
Same thing as the other night. You know, it felt like, all right, it's a little quiet, you know, not perfect for him, and then all of a sudden you look up, you have 22 points. And this is Mikel Brown Jr.
Just sizing you up to switch. He beat you off the dribble twice. You back up, step, shows you the range, knocking down another 3. Louisville with 4 threes here so far in the first half. If they can look at the volume that they shoot, and I think they can be better. I think some of their shots, they've taken quick shots, rush shots, kind of riding the emotional wave. But the skill set of these guards and the quality in which they shoot.
Threw in there off the Conwell miss, and he's fouled. They don't take mid-range. 5% of their shots last year were basically that exact shot chart. And Ryan Conwell, guy who comes over in the portal, Isaac McKneely fits with all that. Throw! Fouled by Merritt Aldering, who was not about to be put on a poster.
No, he was not, and that's what you do. Got to come over and be physical and foul when you can't get up to the rim. But that's what happens. They space you here. You see the ball screen. They switch, and as a guard, you see Sanders comes over, and he's like, hey, I'm expecting help. No layups allowed, and that's the physicality you want, and that's just a message that's being sent, and you have to do things like that.
Sananda Fru averaged 12 and 6 in the basketball Bundesliga last year.
See, this is what makes this team so special. We talked about that chart and the threes and the paint touches and the scoring at the rim. But this is the other part of it, too. They're averaging 23 points at the free throw line. And that's where we're going to see teams as they start. If you want to beat Louisville, you're going to have to take away something. You're going to have to say, hey, we got to fight the paint, try to limit paint touches, and then don't foul. You cannot give up threes, layups, and free throws. They just become overwhelming, and it's why they're averaging 97 points a game.
Friday night in Cincinnati, 24 of 28 from the line. That's a block. Javon Hadley, McKneely saved it. Patterson with it, sets a fake, and a three. No good. Mikel Brown Jr. with the rebound off the miss from Mac Mansell, one of Eastern Michigan's best three-point shooters. You watch Brown, like he wants to be guarded out there. For this, a mid-range. Whoa!
A mid-range happened.
That's that one orange dot on the chart.
That's another dot on your chart right there, a mid-range. It's going to be a difficult task for any of these frontline guys to guard on that switch.
Heb open. Good contest from behind by Javon Hadley. And Conwell ran smack dab into Mansell. That is not a good sign for the Louisville Cardinals. Ryan Conwell still down. Now that's Ryan Conwell making the kind of play that he usually makes, which is full bit of his soul behind it. He's done it for the last 4 years at 4 different schools. And Pat Kelsey, the man who brought him here with obvious concern.
Contact happened so fast, it was difficult for him to brace himself.
One of the captains of this Louisville group.
And for the Cards, number 14, Woolley, replacing Conwell.
Little smile on his face. That's a good sign.
Well, you know Pat Kelsey had something joking about him. Good for him to see him smile and walk off the court.
Make his way to the locker room. Here's how it happened. Oh.
Yeah, he runs right in head first. He goes in the back to get checked out. Let's hope he's okay.
Javon Hadley missed the free throw. Sets up McKneely off the rebound. Brown. Woolley. So 10 minutes down to the opening half, 15-point Louisville lead on a 15-0 run. Picked off Mikel Brown Jr. And he had it knocked away. He was on his way up before John Sanders arrived, and Brown stays down. A little bit shorter there. Oof. This has not been a fun minute for Louisville fans.
You got a lot of people holding their breath here. Didn't look like much from there. It looked like the foul was up top. I didn't see him roll his ankle, but I think everybody in the building was like him, like, oh no,
Nope.
get up.
Yeah, they'll be happy to see Brown take this shot.
He's okay. When you come out and your ankle's good enough to shoot, you're okay. You don't feel anything.
You know from experience. Hadley. Another miss. Fight for it inside. Vigelis Zugris, the Greek god. Every time he gets a rebound, whole place goes Zoo. Now it's Brown. They missed another. They missed 4 threes on the trip, and then Habhab gets a rebound.
Zugris didn't even look at the offensive, putback. He just rebounded and he knows. Rebounded, look for my shooters.
Well, it's another part of the Pat Kelsey analytical school of thought, and it's just a reality of that, is when you take long shots, there are longer rebounds.
Absolutely.
And they've been a top 100 offensive rebounding team in the country all season. For a team that 1 through 3 is not very big, they get rebounds. Got a foul with John Sanders on his way to the front court by Javon Hadley.
Louisville just plays in spurts and runs. They get 4 threes there. We talk about analytics. They got 4 threes there in 1 possession. Though they come away empty, the percentages are on their side. Sooner or later, they know they're going to start knocking down shots.
It's why when we came back from break there, we show the percentages. The difference between 1% and 2% is bigger for them than anybody else because of how many they take.
Absolutely.
Hab. Lost it. Zugris got on him. That'll stay with Eastern Michigan. Folks, women's basketball coming up next on the ACC Network. Hannah Hidalgo, the nation's leading scorer, and number 19 Notre Dame hosting Central Michigan. Also available on the all-new ESPN app.
Talk about a scorer and a shooter, like lights out.
You see the game winner the other night against USC?
Yeah, she is fun to watch. Flat out bucket.
27 a game.
Flat out bucket. Just scores it however, any way she wants.
Patterson gets a roll. So that finally stops the 15-0 Louisville run. First basket since the 15:42 mark. Madison Patterson, former top 100 recruit in his 7th year of college basketball. And another foul on some hand fighting in the corner.
Patterson has the physicality. The physicality of Louisville won't bother him much. Again, he can get to his spots, take the contact, and finish. And he loves to play a little bully ball himself. And if he gets the right matchup, you'll see him post up inside.
He's been in college basketball so long
yeah, he has.
that Oregon was in the Pac-12. Not the Pac-10, but the Pac-12 when he was recruited there. Northwestern State last year. As Brown, an 88% free throw shooter, misses the first. A little sleepy for Louisville, first 11 minutes. Patterson stepped through, wanted it, still in there, got his own miss, bully ball. Man, one on the whole universe down there, and finally Kobe Rogers out with it. Rogers was at College of Charleston with Kelsey. Woolley hunting his shot tonight, off to Hadley, back to Woolley. In stride, Woolley. A foul on the rebounding action. Louisville's now 4 of 15 from 3. There's Ryan Conwell. So good and bad news. Good that he's back out on the bench. Bad that the guy icing that right shoulder, the one that we saw him run smack into Mac Mansell with a few minutes ago.
He's got the heat pack on it now. I think he's going to try to loosen that up and see if he feels good enough. We were watching, monitoring if he can come back in the game. And Zugris is really upset.
Yeah, I think they teed him up.
Yeah.
He was really frustrated with something that was going on right around the free throw line.
Said something Roger Ayers didn't like. And Roger Ayers is one of the more respected officials in college basketball. And when he tees you up, you know you've earned it. Pat Kelsey isn't happy about it.
Zugris is a guy who plays with just an enormous amount of passion. There's a viral photo of him with blood streaming down his face playing for the Greek national team. That epitomizes who he is and who he's been in his basketball career. And I think whatever happened down there, he was not happy about whatever happened.
Well, we're going to find out what Mom and Dad had to say about that. You come far to watch him play, and you get a technical foul and get taken out of the game.
Hey, every Zugris in history is here.
Everybody's his siblings. It's like, Mom and Dad are like, what did you say?
You know, his brother's like, I know what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
So 2 technical free throws good from John Sanders. Now he earns a kickball violation. There is the Zugris family. Dad's like, this is what happened. This is why he deserved it. Grandma is stricken.
Yeah. You see Mom's looking at him like, well, what did he say? Dad's explaining the technical foul. And
they've come all the way from Greece.
His brother's like, I'm glad it's not me. Finally, see, Mom, he actually does something wrong.
Vangelis is not looking up towards section 118 right now.
Mom is blaming Dad for that language. He got that from you.
Inside, nice take. Carlos Hart coming off 22 and a 6-point win over Oakland on Friday. And this is Louisville basketball. They're on the wing with 27 seconds to go on the shot clock. Khalifa, backdoor, Brown! That's Louisville basketball.
You have to make the mental adjustment. The difference when Fru's in the game and when Khalifa's in the game. Khalifa loves to catch that ball in that mid-post. You got to watch for the backdoor cuts and the dribble handoffs when he's not more of a ball screen, running lob player. They change their style of attack when their 5 men are in the game, and you have to identify that quickly. We talked about it a bunch with Khalifa. You want to overplay it. Mikel Brown showing you the bounce. Goes up and finishes strong. Louisville starting to pull away.
Whatever. Are we going to talk about how John Sanders couldn't name cranberry sauce?
Hey, no, but he's right, though. It's dressing with the cranberry sauce, man. Are you a stuffing or a dressing guy?
I'm stuffing.
You stuffing? I'm
but,
dressing.
You know. It's good, but we can both name cranberry sauce. Khalifa backdoor right to Rogers. Watch him pass, man. 14-point Louisville lead, under 7 to go in the first half. On a night where Cardinals haven't shot the ball that well.
No, but they've gotten to the rim the last couple of possessions, and they're struggling from shooting threes. And now you've noticed in the timeout they're attacking the rim more. They're not settling for 3-point shots. They're going to continue to take them, but they're putting more pressure on the rim.
Now they're blocking shots. Green on his way in. Eastern Michigan still's not made a 3-pointer. This would be one. It was not from Sanders. Shot clock violation anyway. Eastern Michigan.
Khalifa, not known as a shot blocker, but he was able to get his hand on that one. They're more of a positional defenders. But that time, he's able to come over as a secondary defender. This is when they'll get most of their block shots. And I don't know if I call it elevation to block a shot.
He was up there already.
He jumped over the phone booth there. That's all he needed.
They blocked 5 shots tonight. That's a season high. Isaac McKneely, that's what he does.
Second 3 here tonight. Starting to get out of that slump, if you want to call it a slump. If 38% shooting from 3 on the season is a slump, that's the kind of slump I'd want to be in. But quickly adjusting to the zone there. Eastern Michigan tried to switch up their defense, and Louisville prepared for it.
Shot clock at 5 again, still beyond the arc. Khalifa's in the area. Hart gets it away to the corner. Need to get it up. Mansell. They still haven't made it 3. Kenai Roots with a big rebound. He'll be the one to take it over the timeline. With under 5.5 to go in the first half. 5-0 Louisville. 6th ranked team in the country for the 2nd straight week in the AP poll. Thought maybe they would crack the top 5.
UConn didn't drop after that home loss to Arizona. And 2 top 5 teams.
Now Isaac McKneely starting to look like Isaac McKneely.
Yeah, he's a difficult player to zone, and I understand why Coach Heath went to the zone. They had given up 2 straight layups. Louisville was struggling from behind the three-point line, and immediately they knocked down back-to-back threes.
One of the many scary things about this team offensively is they're hot in 2 possessions. Again, late shot clock. Ellison jumps it down. Hab man of the year. He was blocked again. That's Khalifa over the phone booth. Shot clock reset. Must have grazed the rim, and then Wooley's fouled by Carlos Hart. Long way from the free throw line where he's about to shoot.
Khalifa is showing you he has good timing. Not known for his vertical jump on his shot blocking ability, but using his length. Great job cutting off the drive. Rotates down, blocks the shot. That's really good defense. And it's important for the guards to get in there and rebound on both ends of the floor. I think they do a great job of their rotation, their pack line. If there's one thing the Louisville team lacks, normally you would expect, it's just that James Scott's no longer here. That traditional rim protector is not there, but Khalifa's showing you he's capable of helping it out defensively.
You mentioned Scott gone, so right, they have 2 5s between Sananda Frew and Ali Khalifa. What do you think, beyond just what we've seen tonight, of those 2 guys defensively as you think about the long-term Final Four dream for this group?
I think they're position defenders, and I think Frew brings a level of physicality. He plays that, and Coach Kelsey challenged him in the second half of that Cincinnati game, and he responded. It was part of the reason they turned that game around and took control, because they were challenged physically and didn't answer the bell to start that game. And you saw here the example of it. They're not allowing their defense to slip when they're not making shots. They were missing shots. They were able to weather that storm, and then here they are again going on another run.
Mohamed Hab, Central Michigan transfer on his way in. Kelsey wanted a traveling call. Instead, it's a block for Kenai Roots. 3 seconds. Hab, second bite. Didn't get the roll, and Roots finds Brown on the rebound.
Great defense there by Roots, being physical at the point of attack.
McKneely got up to save that. Gets a round of applause for his efforts. Now Khalifa mid-post. Looks to pass first always. Ali Khalifa looks to score second. And Woolley stepped on the end line. Takes us to a timeout. All Louisville, 12-0 run. It's 31-9 here in the first half.
They're flying everywhere. Uncharacteristically, they're blocking a lot of shots there, just being physical at the point of attack. And Louisville, not known as rim protection with shot blocking, they usually protect the rim by having bodies there. But their length right now is bothering Eastern Michigan.
Ryan Conwell's back in the game out of the under 4 timeout. He ran into Mansell earlier in the game, had a heating pad on his shoulder. It was a little scary there with him on the ground, but he's in the game. Best news in the universe for Louisville fans. Tough shot, late shot clock. Patterson gets an offensive board. Kick it out, Mansell 3. They just have not found a way to get a 3 to go. 0 for 6 now. And McKneely 1-on-3 finds Roots in the front court with under 3 to play. Keep an eye on Conwell. It was his right shoulder, non-shooting shoulder. As Brown goes down, couldn't hit. Numbers for Eastern Michigan if they hurry. Patterson, smaller guy on him. Just kept that foot down. Mansell, there, finally, is the first Eastern Michigan 3 after 6 misses to start the game.
And I want to mention this too with Mikel Brown, and I said this to his dad at practice when I saw him yesterday. He's got to stay off the ground. Guards, when you drive and you hit the floor, you can almost count it. It's a bucket on the other end because you're unable to set your defense, and that's the example of it there.
Ellison gets inside, finds Patterson. Well, he hadn't hit 1 all night. They've hit 2 on back-to-back possessions, and the lead down to 16.
You want to get back in the game if you're Eastern Michigan, that's how you get back in the game. Paint touches, knockdown shots, spraying it out to 3. Doing a really good job there of controlling the paint.
Eastern Michigan Eagles, back-to-back threes for Stan Heath, who at one point was head coach at South Florida. They came in here and beat a top 25 Louisville team. It was 2012, Final Four Louisville team. He was telling us about Rick Pitino's head-to-toe white suit on that night. Guy who's lived a lot of basketball lives. Kent State Elite Eight, G League champion, coach of the year, now 4 seasons ago. And again, as he put it to us, and it's going to take a lot, but anything can happen on any given night.
Yeah, he believes that, and you can tell by the fight in his group. But I love the conversation we had with him, just talking about what it's like. You can see they continue to fight at the defensive end here.
So did Kobe Rogers. He got it to the corner, and Khalifa couldn't keep it in.
And he talked about scheduling, right? This is a game, and I often say in bye games, you want to, 1, make sure you get out of here healthy, and 2, the check clears. And it's a perfect day. But great hustle there by Rogers. And he talked about that. These bye games are important for their recruiting because this is how they raise money for their NIL. They leave here, they go play Cincinnati, and these games are a big part of how they field a competitive team to try to be successful in the MAC.
And in the NIL universe, you know, and I know, and every person watching knows that every dollar you have really matters. And they play Pitt, get Louisville tonight. We'll get Cincinnati on Wednesday, Butler in December. And it's the difference between keeping your good players, getting good ones. Another missed 3, so that's a 2-for-9 start 3 from Eastern Michigan. McKneely missed after he made his last 2. Chanew's got the rebound at 6'11". He's Eastern Michigan's tallest player. Agelis Zugris back in the game. He was teed up. That earned him a spot on the bench for a little bit, but family's in attendance. He's back out there. And he's guarding Chanew. 10 to shoot. Patterson jumping down. Hab into Zugris. 1 dribble, spin, turn, and he traveled before that went. He can't believe it.
Zugris did a really good job there, coming over, being physical, putting his chest on Hab and forcing him to travel. Just comes over, puts his chest on him, walls up. I thought that was a really good move by Hab there.
8th Eastern Michigan turnover in the first half. Rogers to the rim. He went down very hard. On the foul from Mansell.
Kobe Rogers is so critical to this team as a backup point guard, and he drives there and forces the contact. Takes a hard fall.
It's been a pretty physical first half.
Credit Eastern Michigan because that's part of what they believe as well. I mean, their motto for them, their pillars of their program is pace, toughness, and intensity, and they're playing with a level of toughness here.
Boys from Ypsilanti, Michigan, out of the MAC. As Rogers knocks down both. D2 transfer Kobe Rogers went to College of Charleston last year. 2 years ago, joined Pat Kelsey here at Louisville. Played an insane style at D2 Nova Southeastern. Up and down run and gone analytical in many ways, and it fits perfectly with the way that Pat Kelsey has molded his program.
Well, he's the longest tenured player with Pat Kelsey. He's a guy that helps establish the culture. He knows what it is to play for Pat Kelsey and the culture and what he demands. And Pat Kelsey relies on him a lot to help.
Patterson blocked. Zugris off the bench. I think the family's gonna like that from Greece.
6 seconds here on the shot clock. Zugris is doing a really good job. He probably was upset at him. I told you his mom got on him about that. He was blamed for that technical foul.
Have fouled.
But he's come back here since he's been back in the lineup, showing a lot of energy. You see Pat Kelsey here, he's going to come back with a little more size. Eastern Michigan really starting to attack that paint with no shot blocker or length on the floor. And with Zugris being the biggest player out there, probably standing 6'7", 6'8".
Again, 6'9" Mohamed Habhab. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. for Eastern Michigan in the win on Friday. It's a unique thing. We talked about Khalifa earlier, who just checked back in for Louisville. Like bigs that are comfortable and almost want to pass first before they do anything else.
Well, when you have the talent that Louisville has, Khalifa just fits in perfectly. And again, he forces you to defend them differently. I think Farouk is more of a lob threat, physicality play inside. Khalifa pulls you out. And what makes it so difficult is when the guards cut, it opens up the paint. You're getting a lot of back doors and cuts off that pinch post. But when he does dribble handoffs now, and you want to sag off, now you're really afraid of these guards shooting on the dribble handoffs. So you have to decide, how do you want to guard him?
Final 15 seconds of the first half. Louisville up 16. Mikel Brown Jr., 5 seconds. Brown Jr. on the step back. He missed it. And it's out of bounds to end this first half. Louisville didn't.
It held Eastern Michigan to 17 points. At some point in this game, they're going to get it going in the offensive end. And I think a lot of it will start with Conwell and him getting himself going.
Alongside Randolph Childress, Cooper Boardman. Happy Monday night from Louisville, Kentucky. Mikel Brown Jr. had 9 in the first half, distributing Sananda Fru has 2 shots on the way.
That's the adjustment you want to see out of Mikel Brown. He gets in the paint that time, plays off 2 feet. Great vision. Sees the floor well, unbelievable passer. He doesn't have to force shots and settle, and great job there finding Fru.
How hard is that for a freshman, right? You know that you're kind of the guy, you can go hang 29 on Kentucky when you want to, but also you have all of the weapons you've talked about around you.
Well, it talks about the culture, but that's what his skill set is. I mean, he's an elite passer, an elite scorer. He has all the skill sets to control and dominate a game.
Patterson barreled in. Ends up with it out of bounds. But the press from Pat Kelsey to start the second half.
He's trying to get the team going. I think they've struggled from 3, but they're more than that. I think the 3 ball gets them in trouble sometimes, and they take so many of them when they're not making them. And you see a concerted effort here to hey, let's get in the paint. Let's. We showed that graphic earlier, and we've done the 3-point shooting. Let's get to the rim and try to finish in the paint.
Isaac McKneely made 3 in the first half from beyond the arc. Javon Hadley's only taken 1 shot. He takes another and hits his first of the night.
When they're getting 3-point shooting out of that 4 spot, it makes it really difficult to guard this group. And Hadley and Roots have both knocked down 3. And
Sanders into the trees and 1. Nice finish. John Sanders the second.
Great drive by Sanders there, getting in the rim, taking a contact with the left hand, getting into the body of Fru and using his momentum to knock Fru out of the basket. That's what you love to see. We talked about Eastern Michigan again. They're not going away. They play with the level of physicality, and Stan Heath demands that from his team, and they've responded.
Fru gets a rebound against Godslove Wabude. That's 7'4" wingspan from Wabude, 13 in green. Hadley, iso ball. He gets a little guy on him. He'll just go to work. Down Conwell off the tip. Big on him. Switch back. Conwell. Ryan Conwell lost it on the way up and drew a foul that Eastern Michigan was not fond of.
And Cooper, this is what I'm talking about. You saw they tried the previous possession. They tried to run Hadley in the post to get him going. He dribbles out, hits a 3. That time they run a 1-3 ball screen to get him inside against a smaller guard. And then remember, they always run Conwell inside to play bully ball as a big physical 210-pound guard. So they don't play in the post as traditional bigs, but they'll do that post Hadley and they'll post Conwell. That's how they want to make the adjustment from shooting 3s.
Fru had it go off his leg and out of bounds. Mohamed Habhab makes another good play. And that Hadley deal you're talking about, as you see this with Habhab against Fru, good defensive play here.
Yeah, you'd like to see Fru to finish through contact there, but great job by Habhab and using that length and getting his hands on the ball and knocking it off. Louisville.
Hart went inside. Hab gets a rebound, up and through. Had 3 white jerseys in his grill.
That's Eastern Michigan. Attack the rim. Try to control the paint. And they like to do it off cutting off post or off the dribble. It's a great job there driving it. This is where Louisville gets vulnerable because they're not a big team. And so when Frew gets knocked out, now it's upon one of those guards to get in there and rebound. Hab using his length and his size to be able to catch and finish.
4 threes. Isaac McKneely.
4 threes there, and that's just great execution. And you've got to watch. That's a play they worked on and shoot around, expecting that zone on the baseline out of bounds. And the guy who's knocked down 3 threes, you've got to find him.
Patterson down to Hab. Mohamed Hab. Other way. Javon Hadley and 1.
Both teams are doing a great job of putting their head down, getting to the rim, drawing contact. More of what both teams' identity really is, and this is what Louisville is. We talk about so much of that chart of shooting threes, but they want to get to that rim, force rotation and finish.
And that Javon Hadley, the one we've seen these last few possessions, when they get that switch on the smaller guy, you can see him drooling. That's who he was last year.
That's how he gets himself in the game. He's shooting well from the 3-point line. Coming in shooting 42%. He was 3 of 7 coming in. He's knocked down a 3. He doesn't take a lot of threes, but he takes open shots, good shots. That's why he's shooting such a high percentage.
Wally, cookies, ahead, Kobe Rogers. That's 2. Easy does it.
That's what you want to see when your backup guards get in the game, pressure, create turnovers, opportunities like that with Kobe Rogers.
He scores on one end. He was the first guy back to knock that away from behind. Here it is.
Just give me that there. Woolley with the pick. Unselfish pass there. Rogers with the finish. And watch these guards. They're looking to pick up full court.
By the way, those are 2 guards that come off the bench.
Absolutely.
For Pat Kelsey.
Embarrassment of riches. I think they're the deepest and most talented backcourt in college basketball.
Woolley last year was a freshman of the year in Conference USA at Kennesaw State. Shot 51%. Rogers is unreal defensively as you see Hadley miss. Eastern Michigan back on the run. John Sanders. Patterson had to snatch it against Khalifa. Out to Aldering. Comes in. That's another Khalifa contest.
Great job there. Just going vertical at the point of attack at the rim. And great defense there. Good job. You got to get back. Stop the basketball there. And Khalifa, everyone on this team can snatch it and push it. So when they get a stop and they get a rebound, you can't worry about who your man is. You got to match up, put a body on a body. You want to slow down Louisville.
Hart. He's got 2 shots coming. Saw the layup for Kobe Rogers. He's got 8. McKneely has 12. Hadley has 5. And it is the embarrassment, right? I don't think Pat Kelsey was particularly happy with the first defensive possession with Mikel Brown, so he takes him out. He brings in Rogers, and Kobe Rogers has done everything we've just seen over the last 4 minutes. The
standard is the standard, and he has that ability, and he has the luxury of being able to do that, to say, hey, if you're not guarding at the level that I need you to guard, you got to sit down. It doesn't matter if you're a McDonald's All-American or the 7th-ranked prospect and a future lottery pick. The standard is the standard, and that's why everybody is so high on this Louisville squad.
You and I watched Louisville shoot around. You watched practice yesterday.
I wanted to play. It makes you want to get out there and play.
The level of motivation, and it's not an eye-wash deal,
yes.
The level of motivation, the consistency that Pat Kelsey brings on a moment-to-moment basis, it matters. Wally! Oh, man! Would have seen that snapshot for a long time. Other way, Ellison. That's out of bounds going Louisville's way, and Braylon Green couldn't believe it. Kobe Rogers, 2 buckets here in the second half.
He's come in the game and injected his energy on the defensive end of the floor, and he's been rewarded with that by attacking the rim and getting layups. Louisville starting to take control.
Whole lot of teams hoping that Virginia loses that game. Whole lot of two-loss teams in ACC football. Pittsburgh and SMU with the Hoos at 1 loss. But people and the good folks here in Louisville are focused on this 47-25 lead for Kobe Rogers and the 6th-ranked Cardinals over Eastern Michigan. 8 points for Rogers, played great defensively, and he's got 2 of their 4 buckets here in the second half.
He does, and he's done a great job defensively, and you can add 3 assists to that as well. So he's coming off the bench, giving you really good defense, efficient on the offensive end of the floor, and is creating for others. And Pat Kelsey raved about him as that backup point guard position. A lot of teams don't have that luxury, and again, we talked about the talent that this Louisville team has.
Mohamed Habhab got in there against Conwell. Eastern Michigan back the other way. Madison Patterson, former top 100 recruit, Oregon transfer, among many other stops to the outside for Sanders. Rebound down to Kenai Roots, who gave Louisville some good minutes in the first half. Adrian Woolley having a nice night. Young Kennesaw State transfer to Ali Khalifa, right back to him. It's just beautiful to watch Ali Khalifa pass the basketball.
You've got to know, you've got to make him a scorer. He's looking to pass, but a great job there. The cutters of Louisville are really cutting with a lot of speed, getting themselves open.
Patterson traveled for the world to see. They want to call Khalifa the Egyptian magician. And the nickname, I think, starting to catch.
You can see there Mohamed Habhab turns his head and looks at the basketball, and that's all Woolley needs is a turn your head one time, lose sight of your defender, and Khalifa is dropping dimes, and you got to know that from the best passing big man in college basketball, and that's what he does. He's a positional defender, but offensively does a great job on these dribble handoffs, allowing shooters to get open, and really passes well on the backdoor cuts.
Found Conwell here, right back to him. Is he going to make a 3?
Why not?
Oh, yeah!
Why not?
First 3 of the year. Largest lead of the Louisville night.
Now, if he's knocking down 3s, just forget about it. What are you going to do now?
Quick 3, Aiden Rubio. He's a good shooter. And it doesn't feel like Louisville's had the best shooting night of the year, but now you look down 9-22. Woolley cross. Couldn't finish. Conwell in there, right back to Khalifa. Back-to-back buckets for the Egyptian big man.
But when you're relying on your defense and you know you're going to crash the glass as well, they can have poor shooting nights and still have nearly a 30-point game.
And all of a sudden, 39% from 3. 54 for the Cards tonight.
There, impacting the game in every way. Oh, you don't think I can shoot? Watch this. Ali Khalifa knocking down 3, crashing the glass, finishing in the paint. He is doing it all.
You've lived basketball your whole life. How many big men have you seen that do what he does?
Well, there's bigs that actually do it, but what makes him so valuable is that the talent that's around him, and he's not looking to score. It's like my job is to do the dirty work. I'm a position defender. When I get it, I'm looking to get you open, and guys are cutting and moving because they know that they can pass the ball to him and he can be your de facto point guard in the half court.
Defending against Hab here. Eastern Michigan out of their own timeout. Here's Khalifa versus Hab. That's a good pass from Hab and Hart. Couldn't hit. That's a Khalifa rebound.
Hart's really struggled here tonight and only has 4 points, and his size, I thought he'd get down here or more. They were really concerned, Louisville was, about his ability to get in the paint. But I think he's settled here a lot tonight.
Eastern Michigan as a team has made 7 twos in the entire game. Mikel Brown Jr. is back in. Been sitting for the last 6 minutes. Now Khalifa. He's just so patient. Just stand there, now hands it off. It's Brown, jump it back. Khalifa's hit 1-3. Khalifa has hit 2.
Why not? I mean, what do you do? Mikel Brown's coming in off a dribble handoff. You've got to help, and he pops back, and you got to give up something. Go switch 5, and these guards are so good. You don't want to switch your bigs on them. That didn't work early. Coach Stan, he's doing everything defensively he can, but he just can't muster enough offense to stop this team right now.
You're thinking about the 5-star and then this.
Yeah, you're just, what do you do? Only thing left to do is switch. He tried that early. That got punished. Now you're trying to hedge and recover. And now you got Khalifa knocking down threes.
Also, you sit here and laugh, but I mean, he's a 35% three-point shooter in his career. It's something he does.
Bro, when you get open like that, I mean, he's got to take them, and he's going to knock those down at a high percentage.
4 or 5 in the second half as a team from 3. 42% for the game from 3. I mean, if they shoot 42% from 3 in any game this year, they're going to win that game.
They started this second half, I thought, attacking the rim, and start to game, I thought they started from the 3-point line. And you can see they completely flipped that, and they're much more efficient here in the second half.
Late shot clock again. Makai Ellison. Brown and Khalifa on him. Hab couldn't get there. Knocked away by Conwell. Transition Brown. Conwell wing inside. Pulls it back out to Khalifa. Crowd yelling, shoot it. Conwell drives and scores. First bucket since he got injured. It's a beautiful sight.
Now, you talked about his importance again. When he's in a dribble handoff, you've got to get up, and he makes it difficult on your team because how do you defend him?
Right. Also, like, you want to get up and get around him. 7 foot 250. Ali Khalifa.
Oh, by the way.
59-25. Watch him go. Ryan Conwell to extend the Louisville lead.
Support for everyone from the NBA landscape throughout college basketball, and just horrible. I mean, I can't tell you how just devastating this is to so many people in this accident, and but he just reminded us of so much strength and how he handled himself, conducted himself. The gentle giant is what we all called him, and he was that, and he is a special human being that will be missed throughout, everyone that he came in contact with, and it's just hard. It really is hard, and I'm glad I'm here with you today, guys, tonight to really take my mind off it as much as possible, and thank you guys for doing that, because again, he's a really, really special human being.
Well, I speak for our crew and really the ACC family that we're deeply sorry for your loss, and probably right, we're at a basketball game tonight. Louisville scores 61 for them, 11 to go in the second half. Alongside Randolph Childress, Cooper Boardman, glad you're with us. Louisville up big at halftime as Aiden Rubio scores, and a night where the Cardinals have shot it from 42% from 3. Mikel Brown has been distributing, though he gave that one away. And here comes Hab for Eastern. Ellison couldn't hit, still free. And now the run for Ryan Conwell. He never stopped running. Behind the back, Ryan Conwell. A little jelly to finish, too. 63.
The one thing about Louisville, they don't care about the score. It's just the standard is the standard. You're going to have to continue to guard. They've already had one 50-point win this year, and they're up over 34 now, and there is no let-up. They're going to continue to come at you in waves.
Timeout, Eastern Michigan.
See, Brown took a little shot. He grimaces. Take a look at him. Eastern Michigan timeout. We'll step aside. As well as the ESPN app. Renoff, hard to overstate. I mean, that's a big couple of days for this conference, especially after what happened last year.
It was, and this league is so much better and deeper than it was a year ago. And just have had finishes there in the rim with the and one. I mean, we talk so much about the top of the league, and I saw NC State took a loss tonight. But the middle of this conference is so much better. I think the 11th place team, I think, can beat the first place team in this league. I think that's how deep the league is.
Duke is Duke, top 10 against Florida. North Carolina has already played well against some of the best competition in the country. Syracuse tonight almost beat the #3 team in the country in Houston.
You had to get that out as a proud Orange.
But you talk about Syracuse as an example of those middle of the pack teams.
No, they are really good and really talented. And I for most of the Orange fans, I gave you crap about being a Syracuse grad. I think they're going to make the NCAA tournament. I think they're one of the teams that I didn't think people were talking about early. Talented enough, and they didn't put a win out against Houston, the third-ranked team in the country, but they were right there in overtime. And I think this league is back, and it should be a fun year. It's going to be a battle to make the NCAA tournament.
And they're an example of those. You have the Louisville, and you have Duke, and you have North Carolina. Those middle of the pack groups, Clemson off to a nice start. Talked about NC State. Those are all teams that have taken very big leaps. It makes the job for that guy who went 18-2 in the league that much harder.
Yeah, last year it was Duke, Louisville, and everyone else. That's not the case this year. Whoever wins the ACC this year I think they'll have 4 or 5 losses this year. I mean, you look at that list of teams. I think that many teams could possibly win win a bid and get to the NCAA tournament. I mean, you can add. I think Virginia Tech is ranked way too low. They're going to surprise a lot of people, and you're going to add them to that list. And it's going to be a really, really difficult path through the ACC, and they're going to be battle-tested when you get to the NCAAs.
McKneely took it and had it stripped right back. He's in some pain as Eastern Michigan gets a front court. Have baseline, 2 around him. Hart's had a tough shooting night. McKneely walling him off, gets in the lane. A foul, I think, on the reach from Kobe Rogers. We show Kelsey, and the league being better, I think if you're a Louisville fan, is actually good news, right? They were 27-8, 18-2 in a high major, in a top 4 conference in college basketball, and they were an 8 seed last year.
Right.
They were better than that.
They just were injured late in the year last year, and like we talked about this year, again, Case and Prime not here tonight, and I can't emphasize when they finally get him back, and he's getting healthier and healthier, coming off that ACL injury, and you're talking about getting to March. So just, you're going to see his impact as the season comes around, and once he clears concussion protocol and he takes off the glasses and the chain and everything and get back to playing basketball, it's going to be, look at him.
Nobody rocking a Louisville sweatsuit better than that guy.
Not at all. Not at all.
Is he wearing Pat Kelsey's glasses? Kenai Roots, another guy that matters. I mean, he's 6'8" last year, 6'10" this year. And distributing. Hadley, shot fake. Javon Hadley, look at this. Beef inside, missed it. And Hart's got the rebound. He held his own there, Carlos Hart.
And this is a big lineup in for Louisville. I mean, you got Hadley playing the 3 with Roots in. Usually those guys play back up, play the 4 position and throw in through. This is a bigger front court lineup as you'll see Louisville play with.
When you think about Kenai Roots, this is a guy at 6'8" last year. He's 6'10" this year. And in the NIL era, this is a guy that got a Louisville tattoo, literal Louisville tattoo, Pat Kelsey was okay with it. And again, like, this is a guy that is not their #1 option or #2 option. No. This is somebody that, cares from the bottom of his heart about this program, and they need him to take a jump this year.
Well, he's the example of what Pat Kelsey preaches. Stay process ready. He's a guy's 3rd string big a year ago, not playing at all, and then injuries happen, and now he's playing 25 minutes a game. And he's shown you the step that he's taken, so he's bought in all the way. And when you got a guy coming off a bench that's giving you that type of effort, it makes it easier for everyone else to buy in because they see that, knowing the potential he has, and he's bought in.
Have. 2 around him again. He's had everybody around him all day. He's finished sometimes over that. He's into double figures with 12. Back door. There's Kenai Roots. Tattoo and all, rising. And Louisville's got 65 with 8 to go.
Great job there by Roots. Backdoor cutting off the drive, and he wanted to get back at have for making that basket on the other end.
Again with Roots, he grew 2 inches between last year and this year's. Patterson misses. You get the feeling he could go to bed and wake up 7 foot tomorrow.
I didn't have those issues with those late growth spurts.
Nah, me neither. Kobe Rogers off to Roots. Here he is again, Kenai Roots. Ooh, in the post now, Kenai Roots. One more touch. Hadley, all the way. Thought about dunking it, he'll take 2 anyway.
Hab's got to know personnel there. But you're so concerned. All you hear about is the 3-point shooting, and you got to run them off the line, and that fatigue set in. You don't know who's shooting it. It doesn't matter. You're just running out there. Great job by Hadley. The shot fake and the drive.
Another high rebound for Kenai Roots.
Keys to Michigan here. You can't get sloppy here. You're not matching up to the basketball here. And there's no let up in this Louisville team. They're going to keep coming at you in waves.
Pat Kelsey calls Kenai Roots a believer. Believe that.
Yeah, take this drive. He's laying it in with the left hand as he gets to the basket. Hadley says, all right, I got one too. It's a layup line going on. Leading candidates that win Freshman of the Year right now, and leading the race is Cameron Boozer. And he poses a problem with everyone with his physicality at that 4 spot. That could be a potential problem for Louisville. And they're undersized at that spot, and that's where you talked about a guy like Casey Pryor. And is Hadley big enough? Is Roos big enough? That everything else is. Look forward to those matchups. It's just exciting times in the ACC, but I actually thought the experience of Louisville is why I voted them as to finish first in the ACC over Duke. And
because of a guy like Ryan Conwell.
Guys like that.
Just got the bounce. Older players get that bounce.
Older players, just an experience, battle tested.
You saw first team All ACC preseason. He's the other guy along with 5-star Mikel Brown on that list, and for very good reason.
Absolutely. They have 2 guys on the first team. It's not 2 Duke Blue Devils, it's 2 Louisville Cardinals. And again, the upside of Duke is incredible. I think the upside of this team, if they stay healthy and then they get Casey Pryor back, and also the steps is going to be taken by Mikel Brown.
Conwell, just off to the left. Hab gets a rebound for Eastern.
You talk about Duke freshmen, and you got to include Mikel Brown in that as well. He's going to continue to get better as well, which also helps Louisville.
Right, and that's why, it's 72-38, 5 to go in the second half in a non-con, and it's a non-con week for Louisville, against kind of the lower end of Division I on paper. Deep one, Mikel Brown. And a foul against Woolley on the rebounding action, but it's why these kinds of games matter. It's why the rest of the non-conference schedule matters for a young player like Mikel Brown Jr., who, come early January, when they see a team like Duke for the games that really matter, they want him to be growing between now and then.
Absolutely. You look at that list there. Look at the ranking. You got 6 of the top 20 recruits in the country playing in this league, and really talented, and some, I don't even know if it's an argument anymore. This is the most talented from a depth standpoint, the best freshman class maybe in the history of the sport, and you can just see the talent.
Brown got fouled. Patterson had something to say after he blocked Brown. There's the Louisville brotherhood around him. Competitive fire, 4:46 to go.
It's what you want to see. You really want to see that. It's okay. He drives, hesitation. He's questioning it. Thought he got him going up, and he has something to say. Mikel Brown, you know, it's going to the line for two. It's like, man, just look at the scoreboard here. Not a whole lot to talk about. But again, if you're Eastern Michigan, that's just some pride as well. I mean, you're down. They're not quitting. You've come across a better team, and Patterson's been frustrated tonight. Hadn't shot it well, and struggled 3 of 11 from the floor, and crowd's letting him have it as he leaves the game.
He urged him on. 7th-year guy, Addison Patterson, and that is one of Eastern Michigan's leaders. That's a little moment of competitive fire on November 24th that matters for them down the stretch.
They're down 36 points here, and the problem of, like I said, with Louisville, when we talk about culture and standard, they're up 36. They're still picking up full court. This is just who they are. You're expected to play 40 minutes. And now they're not clearing the bench.
No.
There's essentially 3 starters out there, and Khalifa plays like a starter, and Bruce is a rotational guy.
And even that, that's a foul out near midcourt with 4:33 to go in a 40-point game almost, and they're not happy about it.
No, there's no let up. You're going to get coached for 40 minutes, and you're going to expect to play it, and that means, more importantly, defensively.
Second half of the ACC Network doubleheader next. Hannah Hidalgo and Notre Dame must see. Look at the numbers for Louisville. 67% from the field in the half. They're 5 of 8 from 3.
You mentioned Hannah Hidalgo there a second ago. I look at the score. I was this close to saying, you think she can outscore Eastern Michigan tonight? But now there's 40. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on. If it was 30, I would have left it alone. But
I mean, she woke up today, so she's got a chance.
She's got a chance. It's 25. Just book it. I'm just saying, it's easy 25. I didn't want to make her have to go for 40.
That'd be a tough night to be a Chippewa. Kenai Roots now. He's had a nice second half for Louisville. Mikel Brown Jr., 2 around him. Ali Khalifa, he's hit a couple.
Why not?
Yeah! Khalifa had a smile on his face, and then he blocks one. Jump ball.
As good as he has been on the offensive end of the floor, that's the end of the floor. He's been unbelievable here tonight.
Egyptian magician.
You don't want to close out. I've already knocked down 2. Have another one. Khalifa dominating the Eastern Michigan squad here. They completely flipped that in the second half, made it a conscious effort of attacking the paint. Only 9 threes on 25 shots. They're just taking control of this game, shooting 68%, and the defense hasn't let up at all.
Gregory Lawson in the game, and he's got his first collegiate bucket right there for the freshman from Saginaw, Michigan.
Shoot, it's touched there by Lawson, taking a nice mid-range pull up there.
It's a role he'll always remember.
He just remembers it goes in.
Another offensive rebound. One of those Louisville nights. Javon Hadley, Adrian Woolley gave them some good minutes early in the second half, late in the first half. Zugris off to McKneely, he's hit 4. Hadley, that goes out of bounds. We talked to Pat Kelsey about rat poison. Little Nick Saban you know, you beat Kentucky and everybody thinks that we've hung the moon, right? And the season's over. And they're going to struggle, and he knows that. And when that happens, everyone's going to think that, you know, the world is ending. And the reality for them is it's somewhere in the middle. But the way they've played in this second half, up huge, has to make him feel good when he thinks about that.
He knows his team is really good. And I don't know how much struggling the Louisville Cardinals going to do this year. He means a loss is what he means to these fans. That's a tough stretch there. You're talking about Arkansas in the ACC, SEC Challenge, and an Indiana team that's really good. Their spacing and their shooting, shot-making ability creates issues. And then a Memphis team that played really well and lost to the Deeks. And that Tennessee matchup is going to be a must-see TV when those two match up. And
no, the reality is Louisville just as a team is must-see TV. Like you walk in here on a Monday night, you know, week of Thanksgiving, and they're just fun. I mean, the way they play the game, the up and down, the threes. Isaac McKneely missed it. Von Hadley on the refeed. Woolley underneath. He's got a whole man all around him, and then a foul called on John Chanu.
And they're still playing hard. And I can't say this enough how unusual that is. There's no clearing the bench. You know, Walk-On was playing yet. You know, you're still shooting threes. Starters are on the floor. McKneely's out. Mikel Brown's out there. And Roos about to check back in the game. I mean, it's just.
And for Mikel Brown Jr. For that non-con stretch, Wednesday night against NJIT, 9 p.m. tip right here.
You and I on the call again, man. They hang out with you a little bit.
Yeah, big few days here in
yeah.
Louisville. We're hitting the Slugger Museum tomorrow. Braylon Green for Eastern Michigan. Bowling Green transfer. Into Zugris all over him and out of bounds. It's also, you know, a guy like this, he's a good player. Yes. He's not playing a ton right now for Louisville. These are moments that matter to him.
Well, these are the moments he has to produce if he wants to get extended minutes, and that's what's so invaluable to a team and a squad like this. The standard is, again, the standard. You're going to continue to play and play hard in these minutes if you want to earn minutes.
Hadley forced it up. He's got 2 more shots coming. About to take their 18th and 19th free throws of the game.
We talked about it. They average 23 made free throws a game, and that's what makes this group dangerous when they do struggle from 3. If you want to consider 12 made threes a struggle, and then they picked it up in the second half, scoring in the paint. But it's when they start getting all 3, that's when they can beat anybody. You have to, if you want to give this team trouble, I think you can punish them with the switches on the offensive glass, and you've got to be able to defend them without fouling. And Eastern Michigan matched the physicality. There just was a significant difference in the talent of both teams. And I thought they fought well. They just couldn't score.
And by Njai, redshirt freshman from Senegal. In the game for Stan Heath with 1:57 to play. And again, they're full court press. Roots right in there.
And coaches are not upset because you know when you're coming in and you watch this team on film, you're warning your guys. You're letting your guys know. And you put freshmen in and you put young players in so they can see how important it is to play hard no matter when you get in the game. So if Louisville has starters in the game right now, when you go in, whether you're a redshirt freshman, walk on, what, you know, it doesn't matter. You know what you're going up against and what's expected of you.
Njai. He got the roll. His first college bucket. Njai.
How about that? Nice drive to the middle of the lane. And great thing about that, if you're Eastern Michigan, you get to say, hey, I did it against the Louisville starters. You know, hey, coach, I should be getting more playing time.
Isaac McKneely on the way. That's it. Isaac McKneely. He's hit now 5 threes.
I think it's safe to say this slump is over. I think he's back. I think he's okay.
World's shortest slump. He busted out of it early. in and out, and Kenai Roots has it with 1 minute to go. And Louisville get the walk-ons in now.
Rolling time out there by Pat Kelsey to sub the guys in. And
moments away from Notre Dame and Central Michigan. Take you there on ACC Network in about 55 seconds or so. Cole Sherman in, 4 in white. Will Hankey in. Kenai Roots body bumping, 2 around him. Gets it away in the corner, 3 in the air. It's good! Cole Sherman, what a night!
Cole Sherman, 1 of 2 on the season, knows he gets a chance to get in as the arena goes crazy as Sherman knocks down his second 3 of the season.
Another defensive play by Will Hankey. Final 25 seconds. Pat Kelsey saying, hold up. I don't think they wanted to, but they're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna dribble out a 6-0 start for the first time since 2019-2020. Louisville wins huge. That's it for us tonight. Pat Kelsey is 6-0.